green card versus citizenship, what you must understand. Because a lot of people they're, want to are thinking about becoming a citizen, but ultimately 10 years pass, right? Already a resident for so many years and they could have applied for citizenship, naturalization to become a US citizen. Something must trigger in their mind. Something happened in maybe in their to their friend, whatnot, or their colleague. And maybe that colleague could not come back into the United States. So I'm going to share at least two different scenarios. I have a TikTok that explained why not becoming a citizen is risky. So I'll share at least a couple right now. And here's the deal: if you have resident status, or you just so happen to have resident status, and maybe you haven't been drinking in a while, or even if you're a regular drinker of alcohol and you go out to the bar, and maybe you tell your friends, "Yeah, I'm just going to have one." Yeah, especially if it's your college buddies, it's not going to be just one. It's usually going to be more. And you drove your own car. And then sure enough, you get pulled over. And even in Texas, even if you get pulled over at your own house, you just pulled up to your house, you can still get a DWI. Keep that in mind. And that DWI is going to affect you for immigration later on. Not saying you can't become a citizen, even with a DWI, but it can delay you even further. So you just don't want a situation where you're just creating problems upon problems and then you have to pay more money to an attorney when you really didn't need to do that. You could have just become a US citizen. Now I know I get it. Some of y'all, maybe especially I think for nationals of China, your money is tied up and you can't become a US citizen. So that's different though. That's like not many people have that kind of scenario. But some people, they keep telling us, oh, like life happened, it got away from us. But here's the other scenario, number two, that affects a lot of people. Pretty much get a call about this every day when, especially because of pandemic, and because of pandemic, maybe or a family member was ill, gravely ill, severely ill, and you had to go back and you have residence status. So you're thinking the whole time, there might be a thought in the back of your head, like, I think I need to talk to immigration more. If you have that little thought in your head that you need to do that before you travel, then please do. Okay. Consider us as your point of contact. Okay. Team Law Group here at greencardguys.tv or .com if you want to go ahead and fill out our form so you get a chat with us. Because the deal is a lot of people have been outside the United States too long. So the general rule is if it's been less than 6 months in a calendar year, then by default you have not abandoned your resident status. But some of y'all know, some of y'all haven't even applied for resident status and already have that feeling like it's going to be so difficult, maybe because of sponsorship, dollar wise, in terms of showing it on paper income. So now that you finally have resident status, take it to the next step when you're eligible to become a US citizen. Because once you become a US citizen, customs not going to give you any hard time like, bro, how long you been outside US? Have you abandoned? It looks like you abandoned your status. And they're going to ask you if you abandoned your status. They're going to tell you, hey, you've been outside US too long. You've abandoned your residency. And so some people have done their research. They've applied for SB1, returning resident visa. And every time someone calls us, of course, they've been denied. And so ultimately, you have to go through the whole process over again. It's annoying. But by the time you've done that, it could have been like 2 years past and you're still stuck outside America. That's a kind of problem that could affect a lot of people without you really realizing it. So that's why you should be on here, follow our channel, and get the real time situation. And and following also, even if you don't want to watch in the future, you can remember to message us. Okay. All right. But that's the hot like summary of that.